Okay, guys, random word of the day is ditch. In life, you're gonna be in the seasons where you're just falling into ditches. I have had some really, I don't even know what to call them, bad seasons or just seasons of life where I was just falling into ditches. I didn't know how to get out of them. I didn't know where they even were. I was just walking, boom, just fall into a ditch. And in life, that's part of life. Life is a journey. There's ups, there's downs, ebbs and flows, good moments, bad moments. Something that John Maxwell says, he's a business leadership author. He says, do not separate success and failure. Keep them together. A lot of times as Christians, we put our successful days in one pile and our bad days in the next. We're like, oh man, I remember last month I was doing good. I was reading my word every morning. I was praying. I was on Bible study with all my bros. I was doing good. And this month I fell off. I backslid. I sinned. I did this and that. I'm sinning and now I'm backsliding. No, it's a journey. Oh my gosh, I gotta get into this real quick. It's a journey. If you look at the stock market, I'm using this as an example to tie back to what I'm talking about. If you look at Apple's stock from the past 10 years, their stock is down here 10 years ago, and it goes up 2 years later, and then it comes back down 2 years later, and then it goes back up 2 years later, comes back down below where it was 4 years ago, goes back up, and now when you look 10 years later, it's a lot higher than where it was. But there was a lot of low and up and downs and so much going on that if you were to just be like, if you were to be right here before 10 years hit, you'd be like, oh my gosh, like this is a bad stock. No, it's just a journey. In the same way, when you look at your life and you kind of assess and you judge yourself in the midst of your journey, you can be misjudging it. Give yourself 10 years, give yourself 15 years. John Maxwell says that we need to have a mountain mindset. A lot of people, they're in life, and once a mountain comes, they're like, oh no, I can't do this. I tried this before. I couldn't do it back then. You think that you need to accomplish everything today. No, it's not going to happen today. I'm not going to accomplish very much today. But give me 10 years and I'll get a lot done. I think it's very hard for us to be patient with ourselves, to give ourselves that grace and that compassion to understand the context of where we're at. And when we are able to do that, we're able to fall into ditches, get out of the ditches, fall into another ditch, get out of the ditch. And what does that do for us? When you fall into ditches and when you get out of ditches, it builds a muscle called resilience. This muscle is needed when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. And if you don't develop it when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you just fall into ditches and you just think that you can't get out of them and you think that the world is against you. You begin to develop a victim mindset. And this mindset is very dangerous because it can keep you very, very just so limited in your thinking. You don't think you can accomplish much. You might have thought you could, but then your thinking just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you blame and blame and blame everyone else for your issues. This is what a victim mindset does. How do I know? Because I have one. Sometimes have, and I'm growing out of it. And I'm breaking it off of me in the name of Jesus. But falling into ditches is part of life. Don't get upset about it. Just count it as part of the process. When I buy my stock for Apple 10 years ago, when I bought it, I didn't buy it 10 years ago, but if someone did, the next day it might have dropped. They could have been like, oh no. But if they waited the 5-year mark, they see it increase a little bit. Then they waited the 8-year mark. Oh, increase. But in the midst of those increases, there was a lot going on. By the 10 years, like I already said, the wait was worth the wait was worth your while. I hope that this video was helpful for you. This is a random word of the day: ditch. Get out of the ditch and keep going. You got it in you. I believe in you.